Put the bad boy phones on mute.
Oh, yeah.
Alex, welcome to the Ride Boundless podcast. Thank you for coming. You booked this pretty quick. I was very impressed because Robert, Victory Rob is what we call him, or fucking Rob.
Fucking Rob.
That's what he likes, fucking Rob. He mentioned you, and you went straight to the website and booked, and I appreciate that.
No, absolutely, man. And I thought he was joking around at first. But when he sent the link and he's like, "Oh, all you got to do is this and this and that," I'm like, "Well, I got to hop on it, you know, ASAP, you know." And it's and then the fact that you're showing a little interest too. Like I thought, that was cool. I mean, why not come on here and talk about what I'm doing, right?
Well, the moment I hear tacos, Los Angeles, and fucking the best tacos and all the tacos, like I'm in. First of all, let's cheers.
Oh yeah.
Great to have you here. This is a cucumber jalapeno tequila.
Okay.
Try it and tell me your thoughts. No ice.
Nice and chilled. I feel that.
Good.
That's good. Yeah.
You could. What's interesting is you could taste everything. You could taste the cucumber. You could taste the jalapeno. You could taste the tequila, and you don't really need to mix it with anything. Which, if you did mix it with like agave and pineapple juice, this shit would be amazing.
Sure. Oh, I can imagine like a sick ass cocktail with that.
Yeah.
For sure. But no, man, no. Thanks for having me. I mean, I think it's awesome, right? And yeah, I mean, I started doing the whole taco thing, not really knowing what it was, what it was gonna amount to, and I mean, it's not like.
So let's just back it up real quick for
go
listeners. Ahead. What is the taco thing? What is this taco thing that we're talking about? What did you start? How long have you done it? And why did you start doing it?
All right. So currently I'm doing the trying every single taco spot in LA series, right? So that's where I go to a spot, get the tacos, go to the car and do a review on it, right? But I actually try to go in detail a little more. So usually the reviews that you see out there, right? It's like quick, like 90-second stuff, and or maybe even under that, right? And what I saw is that a lot of people were just saying, "Oh, I like it," or "It's good," or "It's not really going into detail.
So I'm sorry. So you're finding reviews online, and then you're like almost verifying it or challenging it. Kind of a deal, or you're just going to random spot and hearing.
That's part of it. Yeah. So
right.
some of that has happened too. But mostly like news publications. So for example, I have the Infatuation series where I look at their best tacos in the LA list, right?
Right.
And then I try those out and see, oh, well, do these people know what they're talking about or whatever? But it's more just like it's more so the people get a perspective of just a normal person. Right. So these people that are working for the publications and stuff, like they do have that notoriety, right? But I was thinking, I'm like, who are they? I'm like, how did they get here or whatever? Are they even from LA? Not that
do they even know what tacos are?
Exactly. So those are just the things that were going through my head, right? And then so that's my thing. It's like showing you it's giving you the perspective of just like a regular person. And I'll tell you. Well, first I'll tell you.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a quick second. What do you mean by a regular person? Because and we're talking food, obviously, because there's foodies, and their foodies are fucking like they'll bite something and they'll know every single flavor, every single ingredient, every seasoning. Then you got like people that are fanatics of like certain good foods or hobbyists, and then you got what's your ranking of regular and like not know your shit and know your shit?
Well, when I say regular, I mean somebody who has never worked in the restaurant industry, right. Who isn't necessarily a critic, because some people call themselves critics, or you have like those what's it called? Can't remember, but just like food critics and people that have worked in the industry and stuff like that. Just so. Because when you hear those people's opinions, oh, well, they've worked in a restaurant. They know what the fuck they're talking about, And for me, even though my reviews, they might, I try to get into a lot of detail, but I'm really going based off what I'm just tasting, right? It's not like I'm an expert in anything or whatever it is. It's just literally what I'm tasting and then giving my thoughts on it. So that's what I mean by a regular person, is that I'm not in the restaurant industry or anything like that. I don't have any, quote unquote qualifications. And because I get those messages all the time, man, trust me, people are hitting me up like, who the fuck?
But what's your nationality?
Salvadorian.
Salvadorian.
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't have tacos in Salvador, right?
They don't. They don't. No, I mean, sure, they are there every now and then, but it's not, it's not the main thing. But
tacos are everywhere, but they're not known.
I get what you mean. Yeah. So it's not like that out there. Of course, out there the main thing is like pupusas and stuff like that. And that's another thing that I want to include in my content too. At some point, is like really highlighting like different dishes that we have, because I mean, pupusas are amazing, but it's just not, my number one in the cuisine. Like, there are so many other foods that are fantastic. I actually just came back from there like a month ago. It was awesome.
Oh, I heard it. I heard it's so cleaned up right now.
Yeah.
It's so like 5-10 years ago, like you couldn't even talk about, like nobody would say, I want to visit El Salvador. Like if you're not Salvadorian, nobody was saying that. Now I'm seeing posts, I'm seeing people talk about it. Like, it's cleaned up, it's safe, it's a lot safer than what it was. They've controlled shit, and I heard there's some amazing spots out there.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of natural beauty, and what's happening now is that they're actually making attractions.
Yeah,
in those places, right? So to make them actually like tourist places and things like that. So you'll see like some really nice like villas and resorts. Like, they've been really like stepping up on that.
And not only
these
that,
huge vacation homes.
The whole cryptocurrency and becoming a Bitcoin state, I guess you would call it, or it's a country, but they were doing. I think what's the president's name?
Nayib Bukele.
Nayib Bukele. I believe I heard that if you invested like $20,000 in Bitcoin into the country, he would give you citizenship. Like crazy shit. Obviously, and then it was the only country that converted into Bitcoin. Is that not correct? Yeah. So Salvador is like, and then it crashed, and people were talking shit, but that's bullshit, because cryptocurrency is going to be up and down. Look at it right now. Right now it's at 35,000. 2 months ago, it was at 12,000 or something like that.
Right.
So it's fucking insane.
Right.
So Salvador is like, it's balling right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, there's huge changes, and you can actually see like how it was always seen as like like this poor country, and yes, it is. But the government was seen as poor too, But it's not like that. The president has this famous quote where he says, "There's enough money when you don't steal," because that was a huge thing of like past presidents. I don't know in details, but that's just usually what you hear is that all these past presidents, pretty much what they would do is just kind of leech off of the money coming into the government.
Yeah. Well, you have that, but the other problem was gangs.
Oh yeah,
the gangs, the amount of corrupt government and corrupt gangs wouldn't let any business flourish. Would not allow families to raise their kids properly. Everybody was taxing everybody. It was impossible to live in El Salvador. Did you ever see the movie Sin Nombre?
No, never saw it.
You got to watch that. It's a fucking old school movie. I think it's probably like from like 95 or something like that. But that was like the first impression that I got from El Salvador. And it's basically, roughly, I don't remember completely, but it was basically like this guy wanted to jump out of the gang. Like, he was done. He fell in love, wanted to be with the girl, his sister or something. He had to get to the U.S., and he wanted to break out. And from El Salvador all through South America, all through Mexico, all the way to the United States, they were so connected on the drug cartel. Like, they were so connected. They were just, every time he went to a new country, they'd call up their other gangs and be like, he's here. He's there. And they would track him, and he couldn't escape them. Even when he got to America, he could not escape the Salvadorian mafia or gangs. And now I heard it's like they just cleaned up. And like I said, now with Bitcoin and all this other shit, it's flourishing.
Yeah, and you can go around anywhere in the country. I mean, there would be like zones where you really, you didn't want to even go there in the daytime because you didn't know who you were going to see or anything like that.
Eso en cualquier país. That's like any part of the world.
Yeah, of course. No, of course. Of course.
You go to Mexico, there's like parts of,
Oh, no, sure. No, of course, because you could pretty much only be in San Salvador. You know, as soon as you step out of that, it was already an issue. But now, I mean, you pretty much go with reason, right? You can pretty much go to most places without a problem.
That's badass, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the tacos.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of like, I guess you can say, my shtick.
Yeah.
You know, where I'm just, you know, a regular random person of, you know, kind of like of the people kind of thing, where you're getting a perspective, like an in-depth perspective, right, from somebody who just has nothing to do with the industry. Because again, you know, I get a lot of those DMs saying like, you know, who the fuck are you, like, you know, what are your qualifications? I don't have any.
Yeah,
I really don't. I don't have any. I'm just out here giving my thoughts, and that's pretty much what it is. And it looks like the audience. I mean, the audience is rocking with it. You know, it looks like it, and a lot of restaurants like it too. You know, every time that I post something, like I'll just, you know, I'll send out an invitation to collaborate, right? And then no communication at all,
right.
And then it just depends if they want to accept it or not. Even if I give like, you know, like a not so good review, I always send it out. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't.
Now that's very good. So I interviewed somebody else that does food, and they won't leave a bad review. If they're going to leave a bad review, they would rather not publish it, because they're trying to promote businesses. And as a business perspective, being in marketing and advertising and trying to get an account, that makes sense. But I think the people, they want to hear the good. They want to hear the bad. Like are you going to filter anything out, or you're not filtering? Like, if you don't like something, are you going to straight up be like, this is not my favorite, or give it like a weird comparison? Like, if you like greasy tacos, this is the spot. I'm not a fan. You know, is there an approach? Have you talked bad about a place?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I absolutely.
Okay, so you're cutthroat. So good.
Yeah. I try to be, but not like, oh, I'm like for shock value. No, but it's just like, I'm really giving you my honest thoughts, whether it's negative or positive. I mean, nobody's paying me, right? So I'm just like, you know, anybody else, any other customer getting food. And if I truly had a bad experience, well, I'm going to explain why. And again, it goes to my purpose of, you know, going into detail as to why I like it or why I don't, not just kind of like, oh, this wasn't good or it was trash or whatever, and then just let it be. No, let me explain why and go into detail, because I just think there's a lot of information like left on the table there. So that's why if you see my videos, I mean, some of them even pull into the 4-minute mark.
Do you have a website? What's your website? What's your Instagram account? Where can people follow you?
Oh, yeah. So
we'll do this again at the end, but
yeah, for sure. So I'm on TikTok and Instagram at Alexander Bilzerian, like Dan Bilzerian. So that's my name on those two. I don't have a website or nothing, but that's where I'm at right now.
Right on. Perfect. What is ideally keys for a successful taco, in your opinion?
Oh, to me, it's paying attention to every detail, right? And what I mean is, you'll go to a lot of places where, you know, maybe the meat is good, but the tortillas suck or the salsas feel kind of half-assed, or vice versa. Oh, I've been to places where the salsa is delicious, but everything else is kind of whatever's. Those spots that are truly like, whoa, like this is good, is where everything is just a burst of flavor, and you can really tell like how much time was put into it, right? Starting from the tortilla, and of course handmade has, you know, it
corn
has
or flour,
both. Just depends what kind you're eating. Yeah, it just depends what kind you're eating. Like,
tacos,
for example,
really?
Yeah. Because parts of northern Mexico, it's mostly flour tortillas. So you got places like Sonora Town and out here in LA, they're the one of the biggest ones that sell that kind of style. It's on a flour tortilla with cabbage and stuff like. So it's like it's slightly different, but it works.
Interesting.
So that's what you'll see mostly in the north side of Mexico, and now like a lot more like Sonora style is coming up too. Yeah, and it's very good. But of course, not all handmade ones are created equal, right? I mean, I've had some where, you know, they upcharged me because they were handmade, and then they still tasted processed. Right. It was crazy, like, you know. So that just means, okay, well, you're just doing that. Oh, well, you know, because you want to charge more or whatever it is, or, you know, just to put that it's handmade, right? So you can kind of taste the fact that, you know, it was kind of just something quick that they came up with. But really, when I try something like that's really good, it's okay. This tortilla is delicious. Oh wow, the meat is not only seasoned right, the cook is right, because you know asada it is in tacos, like the meat is cooked through, right? You're not looking for
how is it cooked? With mesquite wood, on the grill, la parrilla, like, you know, there's a bunch of different ways.
Oh, and that just takes it to another level, right?
And then how they chop it, you know, cutting board, wood, and, you know, like the tree trunk.
Yep, and then the cook on it as well, like, you know, like those crispy bits of fat that are like mixed in there. I mean, it's just small little details that really take it to the next level, right? And some of them, you know, they're just missing that, and you could tell that they're kind of just putting, you know, anything on a plate, right? At least that's what it tastes like. So that's kind of like the key, those key factors that I look for.
Yeah, what pisses me off about tacos is how can you fuck up something so easy? Like I had this conversation with another chef on the show, and I was telling her, look, it's all about the salt. For me, at that point, it was like, it's all about the salsa and the meat. You got good salsa and good meat, you really can't fuck shit up. And then she made the point that people fuck up good meats all the time. Like, and I was like, oh, that's a valid point. And the salsa's not going to fix it. And now you're bringing it into, you know, the texture of the tortilla and how good the tortilla. And I don't really judge tortillas too crazy, but if you give me a flour tortilla, I'm going to be pretty upset. Like, that's like, I love corn tortilla more than, I used to like flour when I was like younger, but like now I'm like, dude, fuck that, corn tortilla all day.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like that. And my point is, like here, I live in Studio City. I can't name one, well, I can name two, but I'm driving 30 minutes. But there's nothing around here that's good tacos. Nothing, except for one in Van Nuys, which is a truck. They blew up on social media. I can't remember their name. And then San Marcos by Northridge. They have birria. And really fucking good. But outside of that, I'm like, dude, there's not good tacos.
Yeah, the Valley isn't really known for their taco scene. And I get requests, you know, I get recommendations all the time from this area. You know, there's some that I've seen that I still haven't come out here and tried any. But there are some that I've seen, like El Venado is out here. They're in K-Town and here too. Looks pretty good. Never been there, but it looks pretty good. I see Pablito's Tacos. I don't know if you've seen that. They sell all kinds of shit. Like, that place is crazy. There's tacos, pizza. Like, I'm just like, okay.
Oh, that's
like,
crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? So that's interesting about that one. But so I mean, it looks good, but you know, I just need to get out here and see.
What do you think, Poquito Mas?
Oh, I never had it.
Yeah,
it's not that good. No, it's not.
Nah.
Is that like a trendy spot?
Dude, it's somehow it's like where all the gringos like go, and it's like they're like all my like you know, American friends, they love that place. Like, oh shit, I go there. There's like very little taste. It's the tortilla, the quality, the salsas are watered down. I'm not a fan.
Sure,
and people lose their mind. And there's probably about like 20 or 30 locations. So yeah, dude. And I'm like, how? I'll mention another one that I'm not a big fan of. Where this is one of those businesses that I probably shouldn't even say the name, but I'll just describe it. This is one of those businesses that you just don't comprehend how they're open. Like, how is it that the X restaurant was bomb and it went out of business, and how is this restaurant still open? This one's in Studio City. I went there 10 years ago or something like that, 10, 12 years ago. And when I went there, I was like, can I get carne asada? Like, we don't have carne asada. I was like, well, like carnitas? Like, we don't have carnitas. I was like, what do you have? And they have ground beef. Like, what do you mean ground beef? They're like, yeah, hard shell ground beef, and then soft shell or something, you know, tortilla. And I was like, what? All right, I'll try two of those. So I'm like, Taco Bell, this stuff, right?
Right.
And then they're like, what do you want to drink? I was like, Jamaica. They're like, nope. And I'm like, horchata? They're like, nope. And I'm like, what do you have? They're like, Sprite, Coke, Sunkist. I'm like, fuck.
Right.
Dude, they charge like $15 for fucking like 3 tacos, bullshit ass tacos, and a stupid, nasty fucking soda. I think that's the last time I had soda, and it's because I had to get a soda. And dude, it was dog shit.
Oh no,
it was dog shit. But it's still around. It's been around since the 70s. It's been around the 70s, and the locals know the spot, and they go to this spot. They're like, you got to go to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck, man, who would go there? I don't understand that. And now a Cactus open there. Have you had Cactus?
No, but I've heard it's good. Is it?
It's better than El Poquito Mas.
Okay.
It's better than El Poquito Mas. Yeah, I'll say that. But But then again, if I compare, like, I don't know, like what's your top 3 joints right now?
My top 3, you know what? And it's all for different things, right?
For this week, because it's gonna change. Obviously.
No, it's always gonna change. But even for like different cuts of meat and stuff like that, it just depends, right? So for Al Pastor, I really like the spot called Los Pelones. It's really good in South Central. It's super low key. I mean, people in the area know about it, but outside of that, it's a super low key place. That their Al Pastor is really good. Hits every time. Sonora Town has a fantastic taco de cabeza. It's just crazy, man. Like all their tacos are good. Yeah, all their tacos are very, on a flour tortilla.
On a flour tortilla.
Yeah. But it's delicious, man. That taco's crazy. And then I'm trying to think. There's a spot called Cinco y Diez in the central, kind of like borderline mid city and Culver City. That spot's really good too, and it's like it's a Baja California / Oaxacan spot. So they actually have clayudas there. I don't know if you ever had clayudas.
No,
it's freaking awesome, man. It's
what is it? What is it? Describe it.
It's a huge flour tortilla. Well, I don't know if the thing itself is called a clayuda, but we could say it's a big tortilla, really thin, and they cook it over wood or mesquite or whatever, get it nice and crispy, and they top that with beans, queso Oaxaca, your different meats and salsas and whatever it is, and it's fantastic, man. You could think of it like a pizza kind of sort of. You can eat it like that. Fucking pizza. Yeah, almost like same idea.
I love Mexican food. Is this statement? I'm going to ask you again. I know you're not an expert, but you've been diving in this.
No, all good, man. No, it's all good. Yeah, hit me.
So, is this statement still correct? Does this statement still stand? The dirtier, the better.
The dirtier, the better.
The uglier, the better. Like the hole in the walls. Like the shittier the not the dirtier. The shittier the place looks, the better the food is.
You know what?
Do you know what I mean by that or no?
No, I know what you mean.
Because back in the days, you say that like in the 90s or in 2000s. Right. Everybody knows that. If you find the fucking hole in the wall or like you smell carne asada, that's going to be amazing. But if you go to like a nice Mexican restaurant, it's safe. You're playing it safe.
It is. I think it is true. But these places that are nicer, I mean, I'm stepping that up too. I mean, because they kind of have to. I mean, now with social media and stuff, these places that are not so nice, I mean, they blow up, they go crazy. So they are making some really, they've
cleaned up the act, obviously.
Yeah, no, of course, but they can be some really like good competition against those nicer spots, right? And people, of course, if you're at a spot that's like smaller or like not the nicest spot, you get that more authentic feel or whatever. So people are really drawn to that. Yeah. And then also I've heard the more dangerous the neighborhood, the better the food.
Right, that's the
same thing. Okay, same thing. Yeah. So
it's a valid statement.
A little bit. I think, but I also think like there's spots in like nicer places that are stepping it up for sure.
Okay,
and that are very good. So
just to get in perspective, a percentage, what percentage of awesome restaurants that are on the side of the road, let's say on the sidewalk. Okay, let's put 3 categories. Restaurant, like, fucking building, restaurant, this to that.
Okay.
Truck and street, like on the sidewalk, fucking little thing. What percentage would you break that down of like really good tacos? Would you say it's like 30, 30, 30 or whatever, 33 point whatever? Or would you say, 25, 25, 50?
I'll say, okay. I'll say about 40% street, 40% truck, and then 20% in a restaurant. Because I've had really good tacos at like nicer Mexican places. But the thing is like you're paying like $15 for a guitar. I don't know about all that. Like I can't do that all the time. That's where it's like this is great if it was like $5. So the price has a lot to do with it. So even though it is very good, I'll base my rating on whether I would go back there frequently, right? And sure, I would go back to these nicer places, but it's not like my first craving because I mean it's a whole sit down restaurant. It's the price. Time. It takes too much time. Exactly, man. It takes way too much time.
What's the most expensive taco you've ever bought?
Oh, great question. Thank you. I think I have paid. Top 2, I paid like $7.50, almost $8 for one taco.
Big, regular.
It wasn't that big, but it was stacked with meat. It was from Tacos Los Cholos. And I'm just like, God damn.
Fucking Cholos always robbing people, huh?
Hey, it's right. It's their thing.
Let's charge $7 homes. Fuck it, they'll pay. Fucking shout out to them.
And at first I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I mean, it is like their main thing. It's a prime ribeye taco, right? I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's try it out. But as soon as I took a bite out of it, oh man, like they're not fucking with you. Like it's for real prime beef, 100%. And I didn't mind paying $7 for that taco at all. It was really good. Like I'll probably
worth it, yeah.
Oh yeah, because it was a small tortilla, but stacked with that prime. Oh yeah, stacked with that prime ribeye, man. And you can taste it. You can't match that with anything. It's either high quality or it's not. So that one caught me off guard. I'm like, holy shit, I'm not mad about it at all. Like this is really good at a nice ass spot that could have easily been like I don't know, like a $12, $13, $14 taco.
Right.
So honestly, it was
$13, $14. So have you had a $13, $14 taco?
I have.
Okay, so that'd be the number one.
Yeah.
Where's that? And how was it?
Oh, it was this was years ago. It was some spot close to here. It's called a Mercado. It's right by the Universal Studios. What is that street that goes up to?
Cahuenga?
There you go. It's like it's right by there. It's very good. It's like a nicer Mexican spot. I believe it was like 12 something. So very good. Very good. But it's just like damn, like it's a lot for it. And it was not a huge taco at all. So I think it was something like that. Can't even remember the exact number, but something like that.
Yeah. I love fucking tacos, man. I just love Mexican food, but. If you've been to El Sal's?
No.
Glendale, San Fernando and Chevy Chase.
That's good.
That place, I've been going to that place for I've been going to that place for over 20 years, and it's probably been there for even longer than that. It's just meat, beans, and cheese. It's like a burrito style, greasy as fuck, and it's just fucking delicious. And it's always consistent. It's always the same. Huge line. They did new ownership. The new ownership's pretty cool, but there's always a fucking huge line, and it's just a great go-to. It's just a fucking that's one of the places I go in. Very garlicky.
Okay.
So very greasy, very garlicky, and then just cheese and beans. Very simple. And then they have a red salsa, obviously.
What's the longest you would wait for some tacos?
Shit, man. I used to love that place a lot. I waited for that spot. I've waited up to like 40 minutes.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, they would. There was one point where it was like just fucking lines. After the new ownership, I don't know. I think kind of everybody kind of fell off. So there's certain times, but that's like a place you call and they'll be like, "Hey, there's a 20-minute wait." You're like, "Oh, we got to go now because it's only 20 minutes."
Right.
You know, because it would get fucking packed.
Holy shit.
Yeah. What's the longest you waited?
Maybe like 15 minutes. Honestly, yeah. Just because I honestly
15
think
minutes. That's not even a fucking wait.
Yeah, no, it's nothing crazy, right?
The San Marcos tacos in Northridge. That one I waited fucking almost 45 minutes.
Holy shit!
Because I had a friend from Mexico here. Well, he's American, but he was living in Mexico. And he was here, and we saw the post on social media, and it was a post that blew up. It blew up online. And we're like, holy shit! Look at this. We went there, and the wait was ridiculous. And my buddy's a foodie. He's a fucking foodie. And when he ate that, he goes, "This is the best fucking thing I've ever eaten in my fucking life." Oh. And he's a crazy foodie. Like, he fucking cooks and chefs, and he's a big black dude. Fucking, like, back then, he was a 300-pound black dude. Foodie. Now he lost some serious weight. He's like at 240. He's doing great. And till now, he says that's the best fucking thing he's ever had.
Holy shit.
I liked it a lot. Just, I didn't like the wait. It wasn't worth the wait for me.
Sure.
Like, fuck that.
Sure. And that's the thing. That's why I went to some spot like a couple weeks ago that's like popping like crazy. But I should have known, right? Because I seen this video on YouTube about it with like millions of views about this one just regular taco spot on the street.
A truck or a street?
A spot, yeah, a spot on the street. And then I go there, and the wait is like an hour and a half. I mean, that's fucking nuts, dude. I'm not going to wait that, especially because I just try like a couple of tacos. You know, I can't do it. I'll just come back, on a regular day, because then that really affects the review, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like if I wait super long for something, the expectations are just higher. You're like, this better be the best shit I've ever had. And if it's not, well.
And that's a good point that you made, because you're going to eat like 2 tacos, depending on the size, like where my boy, I know he's like, dude, I would wait this fucking line.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is next time he's going to get like 3 burritos.
Yeah,
so
of course.
His fucking day, like, woohoo.
Of course.
I thought it was bomb if you prep it properly, if you use all the sauces, but it was just so fucking crowded that I couldn't prep it. Like I went another time because I drove by and there was a line. There was a line, but they were just opening up. And there wasn't much of a line, but prepping the food, there was a little bit of a line. And I was like, I'm not going to wait in line to prep my fucking food. I'm talking about just to put the salsa and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of ate it just like that, and I was like, I don't like it.
So it's one of those places that gives you the burrito or whatever, and you prepped it, and then you take it back, and
they give you a shitload of birria and the tortilla with cheese, and then you put whatever, cebolla,
cilantro, I see. Okay, got it.
The salt, you get verde, azul, rojo, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You prep it up. So if you don't have the time to prep it to your preference, it's whatever.
Sure.
But I'm not a foodie, so my opinion's invalid.
No, I don't think so at all, man. I don't think so at all.
Some foodies would say, yeah. Like I had that other gentleman that you saw his episode, and if you're not a foodie, there's a key to it. Well, I guess you're right too, because not everybody's a foodie.
Sure, that's okay. Like, and even that term, I guess you can say that I'm a foodie. I like trying new stuff. I seek out different kinds of food, whatever it is. But also, like, I don't think anybody who I guess is not a quote unquote foodie, I don't think their opinion is invalid at all. I mean, there are some people who are super picky, and not that their opinion is not valid, but you just haven't had much. If you know those people that are picky, so you just don't know, and that's fine. That's a whole other story, right? That's a whole other story, and I can understand why.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is there's foodies that you can, again, like my boy Cash, this guy can taste anything, and he'll tell you every single ingredient with a bite, which is fucking impressive, because I'll eat it and I'll be like, this is really like I like good food. Like I if I eat shit, I'll be like, don't eat there. And most people will try. No, you're right. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, but if you ask me what the ingredients are, I don't know the fucking ingredients. So there's people that are foodies. There are people that are chefs. There are people that are, like in marketing, and they kind of know, like, oh, this is good, but what sells it is the jalapenos that are imported, or they have fucking Haas avocados. Like, so that's what I'm saying. I don't qualify in any of those ratings. I have a regular person's fucking ratings, but I'm not trying, like, how often do you try tacos?
Oh, like at least once a week. I mean, if I have time, and it works into, I guess, my eating, I'll say my diet, right? If it works into my diet, not diet. I don't want to say diet, but just, like, I don't want to just stay eating tacos, right? So, if I'm feeling it that week, I'll have like 3 in a week. I don't know if that's a lot. You think that's a lot?
No.
No, okay, cool. I was like, oh,
there's people that eat it every day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, when I was having 2, I was like, damn, I'm already pushing it. But no,
yeah, like I was saying, El Sal's. I used to work. I was a car salesman 20 years ago. Like, and that was my go-to, like tacos. Like, fucking what else? I'd eat tacos 4 or 5 times a week.
Right. No, it could be an everyday
from the same
thing.
spot. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, like, yeah, a couple times, at least once, but I try 1 to 2, and of course, that's when I try to take advantage and record something about it.
All right, so test. Here's another question.
All right.
My understanding, the burrito is not made in Mexico. It was never made in Mexico. The burrito is a California idea, like, as the Chinese fortune cookie is not Chinese, it's an American thing. Is that true?
As far as I know, yeah. Yeah, I don't know 100% the facts, but as far as I know, yeah, it's an American thing.
That rumor still exists. We just don't know if it's true or false, but it still exists many generations later that the burrito was made in California.
Yeah, yeah, as far as I know. If anybody out there wants to fact check, please do so.
Please let us know.
Yeah. Let us know.
In the comments below.
Yeah. So, and also, here's another one that, again, fact check me. That asada, like carne asada, is really not a thing in Mexico. Like the further you go down in Mexico, like it's not, like you're not really gonna find carne asada. What you do find is they sell specific cuts, right? They sell you like specific cuts, but it's never advertised as like asada. Or some places just don't have it at all. It's just pastor or tripa and cabeza and other things like that. You won't find like actual just beef there. So that's another thing that I seen. But when I was in Guadalajara this year, I mean, it's a big city. They try to cater to everybody. So you'll find it there.
Were you in Guadalajara or did you go outside of Guadalajara?
Just barely. I stayed in that city center. I mean, I did go to like Zapopan, like around, right? But I didn't go like too far. Oh, actually, no, never mind. I went to Tequila.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that was cool. I mean, it was very touristy, like crazy.
Did you take the train?
Yep. Yeah, I took that Jose Cuervo train. Have you ever
fucked up?
You ever taken that?
No,
it's bullshit, dude. No,
Is it?
Yeah, no, because like, dude,
I hear people get fucked up.
Well, I mean, you
back in
can.
the days, yeah.
No, like the thing. That's what I was trying to do. Like I was
You're
like,
yeah,
like,
try and get fucked up, done.
Dude, they gave you what, 2 drinks when you were on the way there, and and they're teaching you how to drink it or whatever, and then you get 2 drinks on the way there. It's like a 2-hour ride, and then when you get there, you're like there for like 8 hours. And the city of Tequila, and they're taking you on the tour or whatever.
Was it boring?
It was kind of
really. I was trying to go. Was there 2 months ago? No, I was there a month ago.
There's other ones. I mean, there's other tours. Like it's cool, it's informative, but it was way too long, man.
Yeah,
it was way too long. We left.
Yeah, 8 hours as a hostage in a train ride. Like
that was just in the
because the train ride's like an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half, like 2 hours. Then you take the bus back. They did have like a cool little gathering.
Take you back in a bus?
Yeah,
it's fucked up.
I'll take the bus was like low key more comfortable.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was. It's like one of those big, like even better than a Greyhound. Like you know what I mean? Like those like nice buses. Yeah, and it was just too long. I did like they had like a little party, a gathering like, afterwards. Then you were you could drink whatever.
When you got back to Guadalajara or in Tequila still?
Oh, in Tequila still. They actually take you to the agave fields, and then the jimador shows you his thing, talks to you about the history a little bit. That was super cool. And then, the party starts, you start drinking, lasts for a couple hours. That part is cool.
And then they upsell you on buying tequilas.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. All the time. The whole time. But it's that time in between. Like, it was like, fuck, like... We waited like 6, 7, 8 hours just to, do this. Like it could have just been done super quick.
Right.
Yeah. And there's other ones that I've heard are better, so
yeah,
it's cool. It's cool if we're going on the train and everything, but.
So being in Guadalajara, what did you eat the most?
Oh, you know what? Let me see. I'm trying to think of stuff that I ate a couple of times. Where?
Sonora Grill?
No. Out there?
Yeah.
No.
Delicious.
I had tortas ahogadas a lot.
Yeah.
Like at least like 3 times and tried like 3 different spots and that was delicious, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like shit. I had them out here and it's just you can't. I don't know. It's just this flavor or something. Whatever they do, man. It's just way different out there. I had shit. I'm trying to think what I had a lot. Like tacos, I only had a couple times. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because it was just other shit. Oh, birria, I had it a couple times too.
I had some birria out there. What is it? They do carne and they do lamb, right? Or is it lamb or goat?
Either goat.
Goat. I had goat. I don't care for it, but fuck, man, I had the best goat. I went to Jalos Totitlan. The best, dude. They had some private fucking cooks in the hacienda.
Oh, shit.
And these guys would spend like 6-7 hours cooking. I was like, I've never seen anybody cook for 6-7 hours. I didn't understand that, but when the food came out, I was like, dude,
I'm sure they're bringing it out of a hole or somewhere. Fish, how they do it, like
fish, shrimp, tacos. It was truly the best fucking food I've ever had.
Out there, I also had the best birria for sure.
Yeah,
a spot called Chololo. It was really good. LA Taco did a little quick piece about it. I'm like, yeah, they know what's up. Check it out.
Why'd you go to Guadalajara?
Oh, just a random trip. Just a random trip.
A taco trip?
I think no. Just
friends or
no. I went with my girlfriend. Yeah. We went out there. We were like, she brought it up. She was like, let's go there. I mean, she's Mexican, and I think her family. No, not from the state, from that state.
From Jalisco.
Yeah, from Jalisco. So, So she just brought it up. She said, let's go to Guadalajara. And then, like, literally.
Tickets were cheap.
And like, exactly. So I'm like, fuck it. Yeah, it was like that kind of thing, right? So I was like, oh, fuck it. Yeah, it's cheap. Let's go.
Makes sense.
Why not? Yeah. And it was awesome. I was there for like a week.
Fucking badass.
Yeah, I know. It was awesome, man. Best birria I ever had. The best tortas ahogadas. Crazy, man.
I got to tell this story because it's probably the wildest shit I've ever fucking experienced. So there was a time I used to go to Jalos Totitlan, which is about 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Guadalajara from the airport. Jump on a fucking cab. And as a teenager, my friend's family, they own like a hacienda, the most beautiful fucking hacienda. And it's just drinks and get fucked up and pass out and drink and more and wake up and go to the fucking barn and grab the cow's milk and fucking mix it with alcohol,
yeah.
con un poquito de chocolate, fucking drink that, knock out, fucking 6 hours, wake up, drink. Yeah. That's all you do for fucking like a week. Well, this trip, I haven't done it in years. So this trip, we do the same thing. And it's like, fuck, all right, I haven't had a drink in a while. Let me just fucking go all out this weekend or this week. I go out there and we were in one of the cantinas in the town, in El Pueblito. And dude, we have mariachi playing. I got my boys there. His dad's there. You know, everybody knows the dad in town. And all out of nowhere, 4 fucking 22, 23, 24-year-old kids fucking walk in the fucking joint. Guns, machine guns. They're fucking like just, you're looking at their eyes and there's no soul. There is no, like, they will kill anybody and it's nothing. There is no meaning. And dude, I get goosebumps thinking about it. So I'm like, oh, fuck, man. So I start like getting up and then like other people are like fucking shaking and they go to my friend's dad and they start talking to him. And I'm looking at the fucking exit. So I'm like walking towards the exit. Now I'm like 5 feet away. They're fucking 20 feet away. Shit goes down. I don't fucking know. 2 run out randomly and then there's 2 more. And then the other 2 were there for like 20 minutes. I don't know where the other guys ran. I'm like, fuck, man. I don't know if they're waiting outside. This is fucked up. Anyways, long story short, they fucking give us a green light, walk away, and I'm like, hey, don Ramiro, you know, what were they saying? Yeah. And they were like, no, they were just, you know, they're cool. They were just offering protection to us. They're saying we're protected. I go, from who? I'm like, who? What? Yeah. And he goes, from them. I was like, oh, fuck, dude, that was the most terrifying shit. Like I've never felt so vulnerable. Like, dude, you don't. And what's weird about that whole scenario is el pueblito era tan chiquitico that I don't understand why there would be any control there. Like, if you're going through like a major city and you're running stuff through major cities and stuff, I kind of get that. But like, what are you running through there, or who's consuming? It's such a like, I don't know, man. It threw me off.
No, God knows how that works, man. And dude, I can only imagine like that feeling, because if you see some dudes like fucking strapped like that, like,
dude, in another country,
yeah, like you're thinking they're gonna fucking use it,
right?
They're here to use that shit, you know.
The guy had like 6 magazines on his fucking leg, and I was like, why the fuck? And full automatic. I'm like, dude, this is. First, I mean, it was overkill. No pun intended.
Sure,
like it was overkill. Like, what? Who are you battling? Like, what are you doing? But to just fuck around with people listening to mariachi, you know, to just fucking, you know, raid a fucking spot. Hey, these guys listen to mariachis. Go fucking check in.
Sure.
But what was scary is there was no, like, I'm telling you, look at these people's eyes, and there was no emotion of like anything.
Right. They could have fucking tore that whole place down, no problem.
Nothing. Shit. And then gone to bed.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Go back to the
fuck. I wasted my bullets. God damn.
It's the day at work.
Yeah,
you know
straight out.
Yeah, straight up, man. And you know, that reminds me, when we were on the bus back from Tequila to Guadalajara, when it was like later at night, and you're out there, right? It's like two hours away. So we're in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, so we're in the middle of nowhere, and then you'll see like, you know, little towns or whatever. Then out of nowhere, you'll see this fucking like a huge luxurious restaurant, like, and there's lights and music. It's popping, dude, with like AMGs outside and sick ass cars just in the middle of nowhere, dude. And I'm just like, I don't know. I was just assuming. I was like, I don't know what's going on there. Like, you know, and then you would go like 20 minutes with nothing, pure desert. Right. Then again, of another sick ass restaurant with like crazy cars. I'm like, I just imagine who's in there for sure.
Yeah, I think what threw me off is is if I saw something like that in a city, or if I would have saw that in Guadalajara, yeah, it's still terrifying, but like it's a city and you're kind of expecting it. But to like, I guess the other part to it was this is a place where I would go as a kid, as a teenager, you know, and I'd go in my early 20s. And this was like a little escape from me. This was my peace. This was like if, you know, I was dating somebody, hey, baby, you're staying home. I'm going with the boys. We're drinking.
Yeah.
Like this was my escape. And I guess it felt violated. Like, fuck, man. I'm listening to mariachi. I'm buzzed as fuck. We went to the races today. Our fucking horse won. It was fucking great. I'm so fucked up. And you fucking gonorreas vinieron aquí y me jodieron la noche. Like, dude, what the fuck's going on? Like, I think it was part of that. But anyways.
No, dude, that's fucking nuts. Like for crazy, sure. That's fucking nuts, man. Are you like Boricua or something, or Cuban? Hey, there, yeah. Awesome, man. That's awesome. You been out there, or?
Yeah, it's the greatest fucking place in the world.
Yeah.
I've traveled though. I've been to many countries. I've been to Dubai and Abu Dhabi and
holy
India
shit,
and China and Russia and fucking. I've been to a lot of places. Cuba's my favorite. Just the small reason is this. Everywhere I go, it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. They all have McDonald's. They all have Burger King, the Sheraton, the Hilton. You walk down the street and you see Zara and you see Victoria's Secret and you see a Louis Vuitton. And it's the same shit.
Yeah.
It's really the same shit. Of course, there's landmarks that are fucking impressive, you know, like when you get into Paris and, you know, Europe and Italy. But you see a lot of the same shit. Cuba, you don't see any of that. You eat at people's houses. You know, that's number one. Number two, it's a Caribbean island. So everybody knows Caribbean islands are fucking beautiful.
Right.
But Cuba looks like European buildings. So when you look at the buildings, are these beautiful? So now you have European buildings you have the European buildings on a Caribbean island. And then you have these old classic American cars, which are just fucking unheard of. You can't see that anywhere. And then you have the nicest people in the fucking world that are not trying to con you or steal from you or anything else. And you're eating at people's houses. Like, I can't explain what else is better than that. If you go as a tourist, you will appreciate it a lot. Mm-hmm. Now, as a Cuban, I also do see my people suffering. You know, I see the Cuban people suffering because, you know, they're doctors, dentists, lawyers, U.S. Olympians, Cuban Olympians. They can't leave. They can't leave. They can't travel. They can't visit other places. They can't explore. When I went in 2016, there was still no Wi-Fi. Or like they call it Wi-Fi. There was no Wi-Fi. There was no Facebook. There was no Instagram. There was no social media. Ahora, there's more. Now there's social media. There's more stuff. The seafood, the food, amazing. I mean, they're literally just, you know.
Right, that morning, yeah. Cubans are not, not Cubans.
Racist, what are you saying, man?
I bet the fucking, like Cubanos, the sandwiches is not a Cuban thing, right? Wasn't that supposedly invented in Tampa? Do you know?
La medianoche, sandwich cubano. Here's what I do know. So you've been to Porto's, right?
Yes.
Okay, Porto's Bakery, that's Cuban. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of Cuban pastries, you know, papa rellena, sandwich cubano, the cheese rolls, guava y queso, you know, guava and cheese. There's a lot of French influence into our cuisine. So, but it was a staple in Cuba. It's a staple. I don't want to say it rooted from there. The sandwich cubano, I believe, went back even in Cuba. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Tampa because, again, you got to understand, in 1960, all the Cubans were in Miami practically. And that was like the new Cuba. So if it came from Tampa, I don't know. I wish I could just Google that shit. Actually, I can.
Let's find out. There it is, man. Got the information at our fingertips.
Where was the Cuban sandwich made? Okay, so before I haven't even put entered.
All right.
What do you think? You heard Tampa? What are you going with? I'm going with Cuba. I'm going with Havana.
You know what? I don't know. Let's do Tampa. I'll go with Tampa. Let's see what happens.
Tampa. I'll even give you Florida. Coño. This one takes us to sunny Tampa, Florida, where the Cuban sandwich made the first documented appearance. Although the Cuban sandwich may have originated in Cuba, it's also true that it wouldn't have been called a Cuban or Guano there. Oh, yeah, because that's like...
It would have just been the sandwich.
Right? That's like what do Chinese people call Chinese food? No, what do Chinese people call, Chinese food?
Food.
Right. Although the Cuban sandwich may have originated in Cuba, it's also true that it wouldn't have been called a Cuban or Guano there. Therefore, Florida can rightly lay a claim. So we're both right.
Oh, okay,
We're
cool.
both right.
I'll take that. Damn, Tampa. There it is.
I did not know it would have been Tampa.
Tampa's popping.
That's a nice fun fact. So for me, I do like that originality. There's a feeling of time traveling / you're exploring different worlds. It really is sealed off from U.S. influence, and there's nothing wrong with U.S. influence. I love America, but like I've been to Armenia, and like the first thing I got to when I got to Armenia, Yerevan, was a Pizza Hut and KFC, like in the downtown area. I'm like, what?
Right.
This is like a holy 5,000-year-old city. That's the first Christian country in the world, and it's sacred, and it's this, that, and there's a fucking KFC and a KFC and a Pizza Hut. I mean, that drives me crazy.
And you kind of have to, if you want something authentic or whatever it is, you kind of have to seek it out. I felt that way in Salvador too, for sure. I mean, you go to the capital, I mean, that's all you're gonna see. Right. And over there, it's like these places are almost like an event. Like people host their weddings, at these kind of places. Like these are like upscale places. Well, I don't know about weddings, but these are like upscale places. And like people from there, like that's where they want to take you. Like, oh, like you're visiting. Yeah, let's go fucking to Pizza Hut. Because out there, it's like, whoa, it's like, it's like this is the best we could do, but
it's like the worst
in
America. But it's you're right. It is like the best out there.
Oh yeah. Another place is absolutely
the best, but it's just it's so new. It's foreign.
Oh sure. Yeah. Of course.
Because all those countries have amazing food.
No, of course. Yeah, exactly. It is foreign. It's newer. It's like, to us, it's just, a Burger King is like a whatever, drive. But out there, it's considered like a really nice place.
Dude, I was in Moscow and a McDonald's was the shit.
Shit, you've been everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Dude, in Moscow, like we went and saw some friends. And they were like, hey, we're going to go to McDonald's. We're a treat. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And the building in Moscow was a different building, and people were actually hanging out, and it was like you go with the family, and it was an experience.
Right.
And they go to the playpen area. Like I'm like, this is like a luxury McDonald's, but it's a fucking McDonald's, guys. Like,
right.
Ruski. Like, I'm like, dude, what are you guys? You guys are fucking ordering McDonald's. Like we came here in 2 cars and made an experience.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And made an experience of a McDonald's in Moscow.
There could have easily been a valet there.
Right. There could have easily been a valet.
Yeah.
And it was like a Chili's or a fucking, one of those fucking chain restaurants.
So what do the Russians eat? Like
I like Russian food, man. Russian food. My favorite thing is borscht. Borscht is like a beet soup.
Okay.
And it's all beet soup, and then there's just like these big piece of beef that gets really soft, and then kind of like you could just break it como carne ripiada, like that, and it has potatoes and stuff like that. So very, very good. And then you eat it with sour cream, and it has like the big balls of pepper. That's good. They drink a lot of fucking vodka, and they have all kinds of dishes. There's another thing that's like rice, but it's not rice. It's Russians are gonna hate me. I forget what it's called, but they almost mix it in everything. They use it as a substitute for rice, or they use it in, like, instead of us using rice, they use this. It's like a grain.
Okay.
It's like a fucking grain that's really good. Oh my God, what's the name of this grain? Let me look that one up because that's going to be embarrassing. Russian grain.
Fact check on the spot.
Yep. Kasha.
Kasha, okay.
Yeah, kasha. It looks like that. And then they would slam some butter on that.
Okay.
So very fucking good. They'll mix that in with their meats. And I mean, they eat regular foods. carne, chickens and stuff like that. It's not like Mexican food. What makes Mexican food is like one of the main things is the salsa for me.
Yeah.
Like almost all the dishes, you're gonna get a good salsa. Cuban food is very seasoned, a lot of garlic and a lot of onion.
Right.
Like picadillo and stuff like that. But Russian food, not a lot of flavors, but they put fucking sour cream on everything.
Oh,
everything's
shit.
fucking mixed with sour cream. Like I've had a chicken, ground chicken meatball soup. It's like one of our meatball soups, but then they slam fucking sour cream in there, and it's like, so.
I've also seen, I don't know if you've ever watched Fresh Off the Boat with Eddie Wong. So he did an episode in Russia, and they had, or I don't know if it was that show, but they had like this gelatin with beef inside of it. That looks interesting.
Yeah. They do that. Then they have a lot of fucking salads too. One of my favorite salads that I had is they have the gelatins, and not only do they have the gelatins, but they have where they grab the fat off the meat and then they give it to you like a butter, and you can just fucking put it on bread. So like the fat off meat that comes off, they put it like, they serve it to you like a butter, and you eat it. It's almost like a bone marrow.
Oh, that's got to be crazy good.
Yeah, it is pretty fucking good. It's just when you see it, you're like, is this just fat off the fucking like, like, because sometimes I'll like throw that away when I'm cooking and stuff like that, but that's like a delicacy for them. So that's good. And then what was the other one? And then a lot of salads. One of my favorite salads has like broccoli, tarragon, sour cream, dill, pickle, and like another ingredient that kind of matches that up. Pepper and salt fucking mixed up. It's my favorite fucking salad. That's a really good one. And then they have these layered fucking salads that are fucking good with beets. They do a lot of things with beets too.
Have you ever been somewhere like super remote? Like you're like, holy shit, what am I doing out here?
Yeah,
you ever
Mumbai.
Okay.
Mumbai. I was in the slum of Mumbai.
Okay.
That was pretty fucking wild. But same thing, man. I was in that fucking slum, and I'm walking around, and then the first thing that I notice is the streets are, as soon as you land, there's just stank. You're just like, God damn. Like, it's humid, and it stank.
Okay.
It stank. And I accepted the stank. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm going, like, I've heard about this. You go to the beach, there's the Pearls Necklace. The Pearls Necklace is like this little harbor golf in there. And there's the Continental Hotel, restaurant, really cool spot. But the humidity and the stinks everywhere. But then I went through the slum. We went to the slum, we were walking. And the first thing that I noticed is like, God damn, it smells even worse. Okay. And as I'm walking, I'd look into like houses and stuff or like whatever buildings. And it was interesting how clean it was inside. Because they literally just fucking just throw it out to the street.
Yeah.
But it's not like they kept their place sturdy. So I saw that. And then as I'm walking, I've said this like a million times, not a million times, but I said this like 5-10 times on the podcast. As I'm walking, I'm like, God damn, oh shit, fuck. And this is back to my point earlier. Then I'm on this sidewalk, and I'm like, there's this fucking nasty building next to me. And I'm just do. And I don't remember how long I walked, but I'm walking. And as I'm walking, I see a glass door ahead of me with a gold handle. What the fuck is this? I push it. And when I open it, you know what I see? A fucking mall. Victoria's Secret, Rolex, fucking blah, blah, Zara, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, these companies that own these brands, they're fucking everywhere, dude. There's no escaping them unless if you go to Cuba. And that, but India was a fucking crazy place.
Okay.
Went to the Hard Rock Cafe there. I was like, I want to they had hamburger. I was like, dude, you guys have hamburgers? They're like, yeah, it's not me. What is it?
Right.
It's buffalo.
Oh, okay. Which is good. I like buffalo.
Great. Yeah.
Buffalo's good.
Yeah, so I had buffalo.
I fucks with it.
But then I went to Macau, and Macau is...
Oh.
Yeah, you're familiar with Macau?
Yeah, isn't that
the
like
casinos.
gambling? Yeah, all that. Yeah, hell yeah.
They had a win, like the win here.
Yeah.
They had a win over there, replica. And I was like, oh, this feels fucking so comfortable. A lot of Filipino employees. Very cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, Macau must be like a whole other thing. That's badass, man.
So it's a whole it's in a whole little island, different. Yeah.
That's badass, man. See, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get out to like, I've only been to, well, obviously around here, even around the States. I haven't been around a lot. And then just Mexico a couple times. And then El Salvador, this last time. I mean, I've been the time before, so twice I've been there. But I'm just trying to see my next destination. I was trying to hit Korea see what that's about.
Korea's gangster.
Oh yeah, no, it looks, man, it looks awesome. Just Seoul, see what's going on in Seoul. Yeah. Hit up the DMZ, why not? Fuck it. And
BTS.
Yeah, why not? Get into it, right? Yeah. Machu Picchu. Yeah. Shit. Yeah, no, that's got to be nuts. You climbed it?
No, I haven't been there yet.
Oh, okay.
Furthest down I've been is Colombia. I've been to Colombia, Cali, Bogota, and then many places in Mexico. But no, I gotta hit. There's so many places I want to see. I've seen a shitload. I'm very fucking happy with my traveling, but there's just so many places I want to see.
Right.
And now I have a 4-year-old, and I was in Paris 4 months ago, and he saw a picture of me in the Eiffel Tower, and now he sees the Eiffel Tower everywhere. Like, we watched Despicable Me. He's like, stop. And I go, what? And he's like, go back. And I'm like, what? And he's like, Eiffel Tower. I'm like, oh, good eye. I didn't even notice that. So he's noticing. So now I want to do more traveling, but I want to go with him.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. That must be cool. Seeing the world, from a young age, right? Yeah. It's got to be awesome.
It's super important, man. It's super important because even as a Cuban citizen, if you hear the shit that I hear about Cuba, Cuban people are all black. What the fuck are you saying? It's less than 20% of the population's black. If you go to Havana, it's really high, but as an island, it's low. Crime rates in El Salvador, everybody's killing each other. In Mexico, everybody's chopping off their heads. Yeah. And Argentina, they're you hear stuff.
Sure.
Dubai, the first time I went to Dubai, everybody's like, don't go to Dubai. It's fucking crazy, And if you go, don't take your wife because they're going to fucking chop off her head.
Right.
Dude, my wife was covered up. We were oh, shit. I was like, baby, hide. Let's okay, I got you, Soon as we stayed at the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the fucking world.
Sick.
There was, we stayed at the Armani Hotel, which is on the backside of the Burj Khalifa. As soon as our car pulls in, there was 3 or 4 Russian prostitutes wearing fucking bikinis, smoking fucking cigarettes, and my wife's fucking covered up like this. We were like, what the fuck is this? But the thing is if you don't travel, you don't fucking know, man.
Right. So, we can't go based off of what we hear. Honestly, when I went to Guadalajara, there was a fucking warning from the U.S. government. Don't go out there. People, it was a red zone or whatever the fuck. And that's when we went. And it's nah, obviously, if you go asking for trouble, sure, you're going to find it anywhere.
Yeah, of course.
Anywhere. But, as long as you don't go over. When I came back, when I came back, there was one of my some dude that I know came up to me. He was like, "Oh my god, you went to Mexico? How did you even survive on the way?" I'm like, "Dude, come on, bro. I didn't,
What's funny is you can say any story you want. If you wanted to exaggerate and just bullshit, you'd be like, yeah, dude, I had some friends there. They had some guns, and they fucking escorted us to 3 cars, and I had to fucking shoot a guy that came out. People be like, whoa.
Your story's fucking nuts. That one's nuts.
That could have been really bad.
Yeah. That shit could have gone
south.
But
there's no hero aspect to that. There's just fucking, I literally was almost, I felt, I was kind of proud the way I took, got control of it, because I was like, all right, cool. Fucking guns, let me walk, stop. I changed from location. I created a good distance. I was now closer to the exit. I didn't make it obvious. I was like, I did pretty fucking good.
Did it cross your mind at all? That, something could go down? And
1,000%, dude. Yeah. 1,000. No. There was no if or buts. I was something's going to happen. I already decided something was going to happen.
Okay.
I was like, how close and how far am I going to fucking distance myself?
Right.
I went from sitting at this table and they went, I was on your side, but I went from that side to maybe 15 feet of distance within 2 minutes. Very casual. Fucking walked up to the pool guy. Hey, man, light my cigarette. And fucking, oh, cool shit. Hey, guy, let me serve me a drink. And as every step, everything that I'm asking for, I was further away from this fucking corner. And I go, they have machine guns. They can fucking blot. They can just whatever. Yeah. But I am that much closer to the fucking door. I mean, who knows? Yeah. Look, I've shot so many guns that I have concluded it's not easy to shoot somebody. You have such a small bullet and it's so tiny. That
You're talking about the aiming or like the
aiming.
actual?
No, the
okay.
actual aiming.
Okay.
Like if somebody's moving,
Okay.
you're shooting this versus something like this, and the
Yeah.
further they go, it's actually pretty hard. That's why sometimes I watch the movies. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then you're like, well, it's not. If you're not aiming like at a set target, you're doing it randomly. I could see that missing.
Right.
You know?
It's funny.
There's a balance.
Yeah, it's funny.
When Tom Cruise is running down a hallway, I'm like, that's stupid.
Yeah, he's
It's
not
a
gonna fucking just kill
hallway.
everybody. Yeah, no.
No, when he's running away from the ammunition.
Oh, okay.
Right? I think it was Mission Impossible.
Oh,
too.
and not a hit on him at all. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like they're shooting him, and he's in a hallway, like un pasillo.
Yeah.
And there's like, it's like, dude, it's a fucking hallway.
Yeah.
Like that's stupid. Even though I love Tom Cruise.
It's funny, like how you were saying, it's not that simple to like aim at somebody, right? I mean, I grew up like with Call of Duty and stuff. It's like, you grow up with that idea, right? And then you hear about like, oh, like these like crazy, like, sniper guys or whatever, like some dude, oh, he's like one of the best of all time, 25 confirmed kills. I was listening to, I was like, what the fuck, that's it? But no, when you really think about it, like, fuck, like that is crazy, you know?
And then the snipers, like, again, they're killing like people walking or very casual. That's what I'm saying. It's when you just look at, if you grab. I feel like I would have a bullet somewhere. I don't. That would have been so cool. Anyways, if you get you have the bullet, and then when it shoots, the casing doesn't go with the bullet. If you see how far that distance is, or what that coverage area is, especially like when you get into like a AR or something, 5.56 or 2.27, it's so small that like, yeah, even if you shoot a bunch of them, any certain position you can really avoid it. I'm not saying you can avoid a fucking bullet, but if you're running away and moving, you can probably get away from many bullets.
Okay.
Like you even see like police cams where there's like a shootout and they're shooting each other within 10 feet and they're missing.
Right.
And you're like, what the fuck? Like, how did they were right in front of each other,
Right.
But just like simple, whatever. So my point was, I felt comfortable with the distance I created, that I wasn't obvious, and I created a nice distance where I was like able to like get away from everything.
Okay.
So, and I think people should, especially now, it's so fucking crazy. I think people should, start making decisions like that with their mind of like, if I'm in a situation, if somebody walks in with a gun, where am I going? Where's the exit? Where's the exit? Where can I run towards?
Yeah.
They sit at a restaurant, their back's not towards the door. They're facing the door. They're watching who's coming in, who's coming out. They know where the exits are at. They know where they can hide. Like, that's just kind of like where we stand right now. Look at Israel, look at Gaza, look at the whole thing. Yeah, Armenia has the whole thing with Azerbaijan. Like the world's fucking crazy right now. Arrow 1. I just posted a post yesterday. Did you see Arrow 1 in West Hollywood?
No.
Citizen app.
Oh,
beep,
dude.
beep, beep.
Yeah.
The
I saw it.
Lamborghini.
Yeah.
The Lamborghini.
Yep.
Like what? The suspect shot his gun and fled in a Lamborghini at Arrow 1. Like what?
That's crazy, man. If I had a Lambo, shooting somebody would be the last thing on my mind, bro. That's crazy.
Big time, dude.
Yeah, what the heck? But
anyways, we curved way far off.
No,
but
but
the food topic.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, no, but it's awesome, man. It's awesome. And definitely, I agree with the mindset, right? When you see something like that, you're not gonna think like it's whatever. No, absolutely not. No, you got to be thinking about how the hell to get out of there. I don't know if you were hammered or anything, but that's probably not. That doesn't help at all.
I drank all fucking day.
Yeah, I'm sure that doesn't help at all. And you see this shit coming.
No, I drank all fucking day because that's what we do when we go there. And
Yeah.
then we were at the racetrack, and at the racetrack we were fucking drinking. Before that, we were drinking. But the alternative was there was another guy named there. There was another guy there. I was gonna say his name, and that guy was very chill and very cool. But he froze. So there's the expression fight or flight.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem of fight or flight is that most people don't do either. They freeze.
Right.
And this guy froze. This guy was like, he was holding his pull stick. He was trying to stay cool, but if anything would have happened, done. He wasn't preparing for anything. He was terrified. I was terrified. But I was ready terrified. I was like,
Sure.
fuck
Right.
this. I'm running, dude. I'm running. You're gonna have to shoot me like 1,000 times, you know, because I ain't stopping.
Right.
You know, this guy was like, nope. And that was the only person that was open to talk about it. The other people were like friends of the family, and they were like, that wasn't scary. Haha, I'd do that again. I'm like,
What the?
oh, yeah, this bien chingón, no?
Yeah.
Fucking good for you. So, anyways. So are you going to limit this just to tacos?
No. I actually want to venture out. So I also do like a little series on like on restaurants that I've been to, like higher end restaurants. And I thought about it just randomly, right? Because I hadn't. These are restaurants that I've been to throughout the year. It's not places that I just went to, but I'm like, oh, I could. I have pictures. I could do something with this. So I just started doing reviews on, from what I remember and how it was and stuff like that, and just kind of trying to diversify the content that way. So, of course, I want to do more content where I'm highlighting different types of like Salvadoran food, the higher end restaurants, my reviews on that. And then also, I started with cooking videos, right?
Oh, nice.
So first of all, let me break down like how the evolution of content, like how my content has evolved, right?
Yeah.
Because like I've been making content, I would say like actually making content, posting it probably since the pandemic, right?
Right.
And at first it started with like cooking videos, doing stuff like that. But my thing was, well, I'm just going to try different things and see what pops or whatever it is. Right? That was my goal. Of course, I like creating content, whatever, but that was the goal. Let's find something that's going to pop. So I did the cooking stuff. It was all right, whatever. Then I tried different styles and versions of cooking videos, voiceovers, things that I would say, the tone. I would say some crazy shit sometimes, I was like, I'm just for the shock value, whatever, fuck it. And then that wasn't working. Then I kind of like ventured out of that and I started doing swap meet content. Because I sell at a flea market during the weekends. So I'm like, okay. I sell like antiques and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, let's do some content around that. And then,
People love that.
Yeah, people love it. Exactly. Because I have, I had interesting things, So that did okay. So I kind of kept that going and stuff. And then I used to clean out storage units too. So, I would do content on stuff that I would find in there. What are the most common things that you find? And people like that. But... it kind of had like a peak or whatever. I just didn't feel, like, oh, like this.
I don't know. Those are all fucking good, dude. And they all have suspense and fucking like, oh, he's at the antique spot. He's going to fucking sell stuff. Let's see how much he's going to buy it for. Let's see how much he flips it for.
Yeah.
Like all that shit people want to, I bought this. Watch how much I paid. Sold it at this, blah, blah, blah. The storage thing. I don't know. That's like never ending content.
No, I know. I was, it's like, I kind of want to bring it back because people do ask me about it, when you're going to bring back the storage stuff or whatever it is. And then also with the storage stuff, I would try and like, say something crazy just to kind of get some more numbers. Oh yeah. No, absolutely. And then doing stuff like at the flea market itself. So like, talking about interactions with customers and stuff, like how to deal with like disruptive customers and stuff like that. And that, that's done okay too. But I don't know, I might create even a separate account just for that. Cause it's just completely different. I don't know.
You might have to, man.
Yeah.
I was diving deep into some videos this week about, making the page and everything work. Like for example, my audio, my listeners it's a really big base. I got top 5% most downloaded podcasts, most shared podcasts, etc. But YouTube is such a different beast. Like I'm not even doing anything on fucking YouTube. The only reason I do the video aspect is to cut it, clip it, and promote it, on social media.
Right.
So I started digging into like, what are the keys? And I found some experts. And one of the main things they said, they go, look, man, you got to have like 2-3 pages for your content. One, I'll give you an example for what they were telling me, but I'll show you how you can apply it to yourself that made sense. I got to have like 3 places where I publish my videos. But I got to do 3 different videos. Maybe one has a different intro, maybe one's not edited, and maybe one's it's going to be super edited.
Okay.
And because it's on 3 different pages, I'll start getting different followers, and I could see which one succeeds better than the other and do a comparison of like, look, I did the introduction on this, or I talked about a sponsor on that one, or I super edited that, or I left that raw. I can see which one works. And for you, if you do 2-3 channels, at first it's like, dude, it's a lot, because it is a lot.
Yeah.
But like I have 3 accounts right now that I fucking manage on my own. Plus I have, 2 clients. It's doable. And if you do, your antiques and you do the food and you do, what was the third one? The storages.
Well, the antiques and the storage, that was kind of together.
That could play along together. Yeah, because it's like treasure.
Yeah, because it was like, okay, stuff that I found in storage, now here is what I'm selling. So it kind of all tied in together. That wasn't good, but yeah, I think that's the way to do it, is to kind of like separate that audience.
You kind of have to, man.
Yeah,
I think there's a guy named Guy Kawasaki, and he talked about before there was a time where you had to focus on one thing, one plant, and fucking water it and take care of it, and that's that was going to school, going to college, getting an expertise, a certification, a graduation, and getting that job. But now it's like, and this was, again, 10, 15 years ago. Now it's like you got to water multiple different plants because you don't know what the fuck's going to take off. You don't, Like, just stick to one thing. That's if you're consistent, you should see success, but it's not guaranteed.
Oh, no, of course. Oh, that's what it is, consistency.
Right.
So with the taco series, I mean, it kind of hit from the start. I saw a little bit of success, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just keep doing this, and make it kind of a series that people can actually get involved in, and at first, what I would try to do is make my videos really short, but then I'm like, I'm really not getting all of my thoughts out there, or whatever it is. I feel like I'm cutting corners, whatever. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do it, and however long it is, so be it, right? But that has also helped because my retention rates are pretty good too. So okay, I'm posting a 3-minute video, a solid amount of people are watching all the way through. I don't know how the algorithm works, but maybe that's, if you're watching, content of somebody like for that long, it's like, of course, maybe it might show it to you again, for that, so that's kind of what I'm trying to target right there, is that retention rate, just retention. How do I make sure people are watching my content all the way through? Also, I don't want to have them there for, a huge, like a bunch of time either, but at least more than average than on, places like Instagram and TikTok, where you're used to seeing videos that are maybe 60 seconds long, and that's already a little longer. And all these platforms, they've promoted like those longer forms of content. I think on Instagram, I think it's like 2 hours, the most that you can post now, and TikTok is like 15 minutes.
2 hours?
I think so.
I don't think so.
But they definitely made it like you can upload larger videos, maybe like 10 minutes.
It was like
I think I'm tripping. I think it was Twitter or X, whatever, that's like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's changing all the time.
Yeah, so they're definitely pushing like that longer form content, because what it is at the end of the day, like YouTube is like king, from what I understand. Like that's like
YouTube is the moneymaker. YouTube. So this is my understanding. TikTok is where you go to grow.
Okay,
that's where you go to grow. Instagram is where you go once you have a name. Like once you have your followers, once you're kind of like settled in, that those are your loyal fucking people. YouTube's where you go and you make money. And the reason I discovered that is because, my posts. You make an Instagram post, that thing's badass for like 4 or 5 days. But after that, it just goes into a black hole and it disappears. Nobody ever touches it ever again. Maybe you have something that kind of just gets there. YouTube, it's like, you can make a video 5 years ago and people are probably still searching for it and looking for it and finding it.
Right.
That's the difference. And it pays the most, and it gives you more options.
Sure.
So YouTube is if you're going to focus on something, it's like YouTube, and then have a TikTok promoting the YouTube, which I'm telling you, and I'm like, fuck, that's what I should be doing. Like, I'm a great consultant. It's just, I got to start listening. Yeah, fucking. Anyways, dude. We knocked out an hour and 20 minutes.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think you should also include tequila onto your show.
Ah, okay.
Sweet. Like fucking everybody loves fucking tequila.
Of course. And it's popping right now.
The Rock has fucking tequila. Everybody has a tequila brand. Like, you could start off with a celebrity tequila tasting.
In which in the Terramana, which is the Rock's one. I don't know if you like it. Not a fan of it.
Not a fan. No, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Blanco.
Yeah. Oh, no, at all? All right.
Alex, thank you, bro. Next time you come on, bro, first of all, you're invited anytime.
Okay.
Anybody who's been on the podcast is invited anytime. This is probably going to be episode 122, 123. Thank you for booking. Victory, Rob. You're a fucking badass. Thank you for setting this up. And
shout out.
Bike Shed and all that other fun people. One more time, your Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Instagram and TikTok at Alexander Bilzerian.
Fucking badass. Is that your last name or are you just using the Bilzerian?
It's not. You know what? I'm going to settle that
that's
right
your
now real
name.
quick. Yeah, I'm in with that. That's not my real name. So my last name is Brizuela. So, you know, and in college, I would just fuck around and put like different like Instagram names. Yeah. And then I put Bilzerian because I was trying to be cool or whatever. And it kind of stuck. And that was it. You know, and then I just kind of kept it. I was like, well, fuck it. This. I'll just leave it like that. You know, that's my stage name. There you go. Stage name. There you go. Yeah.
There it is, man.
Hey,
till next time.
No, absolutely. Thanks for having me here, man. This is fucking awesome. You have no idea. Like, I'm
fucking right on, man.
Yeah, we're stoked about it.
Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thanks, man. Absolutely.
Awesome.